So, could Grok 5, the next big AI model from XAI, actually be the world's first artificial general intelligence? I know, it sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, right? But we have to talk about this. Okay, let's get into it.
All right, so just a few days ago, this tweet from Elon Musk basically set the entire AI world on fire. A 10% shot at AGI and rising. Now look, it's super easy to just write this off as, classic Musk hype, but there was a follow-up tweet that changes everything, and it points to something way, way more important.
See, the real story here isn't actually about the prediction itself. It's about how they might get there. We're talking about a fundamental breakthrough that could be happening, like right now, right under our noses. A solution to one of the biggest, most stubborn problems that's been holding AI back for decades.
And here it is. Someone asked him if Grok 5 would have continuous learning, and this was his reply. You got to focus on two key phrases here: dynamic reinforcement learning and learn almost immediately. Now, for anyone who follows AI, this is a huge signal. He's not just hinting at a bigger, more powerful model, he's talking about a completely different kind of model, one that learns a lot more like you and me.
And that right there brings us to the absolute core of this whole thing, AI's memory problem. Seriously, to really get why Elon's tweet is such a big deal, you first have to understand why AIs today, well, they can't just keep learning new stuff forever. It's this massive, fundamental hurdle that has seemed pretty much impossible to solve.
Yeah, this problem actually has a name, and honestly, it sounds as bad as it is. It's called catastrophic forgetting. So what does that mean? Put simply, when you teach a regular AI model something new, there's a really good chance it's going to completely forget everything it learned before. It's not a bug, it's a deep, fundamental flaw in how they're designed. Okay, think about it like this. When you learn a new skill, right, it just adds to everything you already know. You don't suddenly forget how to ride a bike just because you learned how to drive a car. But for an AI, man, it's often one or the other. You can have an AI that's a world champion at chess, then you teach it how to play checkers, and poof, its chess skills can literally just vanish. The new information just paves over the old stuff.
And this quote really nails why that happens. An AI's brain isn't like a computer hard drive with neat little files. Nope, it's all stored in the complex web of connections between millions of artificial neurons. So when you teach it something new, it's not like saving a new document. It's more like you're painting a new layer of paint over an existing painting. Sure, the old image is technically still under there somewhere, but it gets all blurry, mixed up, and basically lost.
There's another great analogy for this from a researcher named Dorvish Patel. He calls it the saxophone problem. Imagine you're trying to teach someone the saxophone. Every single time they hit a wrong note, you can't just correct them, oh no. You have to fire that student, go back to your desk, write a brand new, more detailed instruction manual, and then hire a completely different student who's never even seen a saxophone before. I mean, how crazy inefficient is that? You can never build on experience. You have to start over from absolute zero every single time.
So, for the longest time, that's just how it was. This was the state of AI. And AGI felt super far off because this memory problem was like a giant, impenetrable brick wall. But what if someone just found a crack in it? Because almost unbelievably, just a few days after Musk sent out those tweets, a new research paper dropped, and it might just be the breakthrough everyone's been waiting for.
And here's the paper: Continual Learning via Sparse Memory Fine-Tuning. I know, it's a mouthful, but the title tells you everything. This is a direct attack on the problem of catastrophic forgetting. And the solution it proposes, well, it's a completely different way of thinking about how an AI can learn. It's actually kind of beautiful.
All right, you have to hear how this works, because it's really clever. So instead of repainting that whole canvas we talked about, this new method is more like doing laser surgery. So step one, when new information comes in, the AI figures out which tiny, specific little memories or neurons are the most relevant to this new task. Then, step two, it only updates those few specific spots. And step three, and this is the magic trick, it keeps the other 99.9% of its brain completely frozen, totally locked in place.
And get this, the results are just wow. So with the old school method, the model forgot a whopping 89% of what it knew. Another common technique called LoRa wasn't much better. It still forgot 71%. But this new method, this sparse memory thing, it only forgot 11%. Let that sink in. It learned the new skill and kept almost everything it already knew. That's not just a little better, folks. That is a total game changer. So, in a nutshell, what this paper does is it gives an AI a way to add new memories without destroying the old ones. It's like we finally figured out how to just save a new file on the hard drive instead of having to wipe the whole thing clean and start from scratch every single time.
Okay, so is this it? Is this the silver bullet? The key that finally unlocks AGI and makes Elon's prediction come true? Well, hold on. Solving this memory problem is, without a doubt, a huge leap forward. But we got to be realistic. It's one really, really important piece of a much, much bigger puzzle.
So look, on one hand, this new technique is a massive win for fixing catastrophic forgetting. It makes learning scalable. That's huge. But on the other hand, real AGI needs a whole lot more. We're talking about genuine reasoning, the ability to plan for the future, having its own motivation, being able to figure out when it's wrong and fix itself. This paper gives AI a stable memory, but it doesn't give it a conscience or creativity.
And yeah, there are some other big limitations to keep in mind. For one, this system can't just learn forever. Eventually, you're going to run out of memory slots. It also doesn't know what's important to forget. I mean, forgetting useless stuff is a huge part of how we learn, right? And maybe most important of all, the AI is still just learning from stuff we give it. It isn't going out into the world and learning on its own.
So here's the bottom line. This whole breakthrough, it's not like we're giving an AI a soul or consciousness. It's more like we've given it a superpowered, perfect notepad. It can now remember everything you tell it flawlessly. But that doesn't mean it understands any of it or can think about it the way you or I can.
Which brings us back to the big question, right? Have we just found the key to unlocking AI's memory? Or have we just invented a really, really good way for it to take notes? Look, this is a massive step forward. It tackles one of the oldest, most annoying problems in AI. But the answer to that question, whether this is the path to AGI or just a better memory system, is probably going to define the entire field of AI for the next few years. We'll have to wait and see.